So I'm going to try to video this process to those who may be helpful. So I've already done my whole head. I parted. Again, my hair is very short. I left a small, that's a little ponytail, another one. I do have my crochet hook and my braiding hair. Like I said, I use braiding hair when I do this. I take however much braiding hair you want. Obviously, if you take a lot, it's going to be very thick. It's going to be very, very thick. There are mirrors behind me, as you can see. I have everything set up funky. Let's see. I'm trying to pull this apart. Pull the hair apart. So I get, I mean, not a lot, but enough. Like how big is that? You can see. I take my dread, which I have, and I just honestly, I hold them together like so. Now in the front here, I'm going to do this one. So you have to know if you want to pull your dread so it's this way or if it's this way. On my sides, I mean, I know how I tend to like it, but I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to go this way. I'm going to grab the hair and the dread. I'll show you the hook after. I probably should have showed before if you've never used one. There's a latch and I pull it and then I pull the hair through. So like I said, those, obviously they're already rubber banded ponytails. So I pull all that through. It can kind of get like bunched or like it can get a little funky, but you just, as you can tell, like right now, it's getting bunched and kind of funky. But I pull it through. I'm gonna look at my other mirror too that's in front of me here. So my ponytail is still there. This is actually the messiest one that I've ever pulled through, which is probably because I'm videotaping it. So I pull through and straighten, like my ponytail pulled through a little bit too. So it's still there. There's my little ponytail. Then you just want to make sure that I separate my dread, which is here. I separate it from the hair as much as possible. Let's see. So like there's, like I can still see there's a ton of hair stuck on it. This is also a fluffy dread. My dreads, I mean, this isn't my first time installing these. I've used these a number of times. So here's this dread. I'm trying to get it clean away from the braiding hair. There we go. That's better, I can already tell. There's the dread. And then I want to get the other side the same. I know, look at that. Braiding hair is like I said, this was not my cleanest pull through. I'm kind of surprised that it was that bad, but you can see where it gets stuck. You just pull it through, but you want to separate it. And then look at that, hair is a mess. I'm gonna actually, I have another comb here that I use. It's a wide tooth comb because it goes through the braiding hair easier. Sometimes you have to comb it out a little before you start using it. If it's really bad and you don't want to, you can pull that braiding hair right back out, throw it away, get another piece, whatever you want to do. I've done it so many times. I'm just gonna comb it, try to fix it a little bit, go through with your fingers, like, you know, get it back straightened out. There's a bunch at the end, like there's a knot, you just pull them out. That's what I'm doing that right now. Pull the knot out, throw it away. I have a garbage can next to me. I threw away hair. So yeah, there's the braiding hair, and the dread. So what I'm going to try to do is get the braiding hair the same lengths so they're even, just for my liking, obviously even. If you have a short side, it's not going to last you as very long going down the dread. And then same thing with the dread. Like one of mine right now is very long, one's short. So I'm going to sit here and also make sure my dread is where I want it. That's about in the middle. And then you just, I mean, with my dreads, some of them are nice and tight and smooth on one like side, and the other one I can tell I've braided down them a bunch of times because from where. So you just decide which one. So I'm going to put this one in the back. I'm going to move it out of the way. I'm going to braid down this one. And basically I'm going to try to get up close. You can see here's the ponytail that I have here. And I'm going to hold it down against the dread, wrap the hair over, go under. There is this method. I don't know if there's a name for this method of braiding down. I don't know if there's a name, but it is all over. Like, you can find it on YouTube. I think it's the way most of them are done in, if you don't just go all the way down with a regular braid. So I do a bunch. I make sure, you know, obviously it goes over the rubber band. I'm so used to doing it very quickly. So again, I'm taking hair, going over, taking this hair over, down, braid, over. I probably do it too quick. One more time. Over, over. So that's there. Then this hair is going to go, like I wrap the dread over, this goes under. That's how I start it. I go down a whole lot. I try to cover, I mean, because that covers my hair very well. It keeps all the little pixie pieces down, all the little flyaways down. I'm going to go a little faster. If you know how to do that or practice doing it, you can tend to do it pretty quick. Sometimes I do it and I realize I stop and I look, which I will in a second, and see. And if I didn't get all the little pieces, if I don't like the way it looks, you can just go backwards, take it out, go back, rewrap. I think a lot of hair wraps are also made with the same method. So it's kind of like a hair wrap too. If you are ever wrapped your hair, you're just, you know, I'm using the braiding hair as my elastic. See, like there's little flyaways right here, but I don't know that they bother me that much. Probably just gonna leave them. But I think wraps are made that way too. But the braiding hair, I'm sorry, it's like if you used elastic matrix thread, excuse me, or if you used regular thread. I'm, instead of using thread, oh, see, now there's a whole bunch. So I could go back. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it. So instead of using threads, I'm using hair as like my thread to keep my hair down. There are different methods on the internet of people that, so you can see like all the little hairs that I kind of missed. You know what? And I'll show you. I'll go back. I'll fix it. Yeah, instead of using thread, I'm using hair. There are methods on the internet you can find on like YouTube and stuff of people that use thread. And I don't know, watch different videos, and it occurred to me, like, why am I not using hair to wrap? Because then it also looks more natural. I feel, I don't know, I like it better with using braiding hair. You can get braiding hair in all different colors. I do go to the beauty supply store to get braiding hair. I know what color I like. I use number 4. Could not tell you the name or the color of my dreads offhand, sorry. I kind of smooth it down a bit. But now I'm rewrapping. Let's see if that probably covered better this time around. And I also find if I do a lot of them close together, I can stop and kind of slide them down a little bit. And it also helps covering all the little flyaways. Yeah, that was much better. Now I get to a point like right here, and now I'm just going to actually braid how you would normally braid. Instead of doing it like a wrap, do a regular, you can see, doing a regular braid. You do have to kind of go down and clean. The hair will get stuck to itself. You know, you go down, but I'm just braiding. And you can stop at any point. I have stopped right as I'm done covering my hair. I stop sometimes and I leave all that hair out. So it looks kind of like a partial install. I've also, like I'm doing now, I go all the way down. You can go down as far, you can see here where I obviously, you know, that's very little, that's a lot. What do I want to do? You can also borrow hair from a braid if you know how to do that. You just take a little from the other one. And now I added some of that other hair to that hair, so now they're both kind of the same thickness, same length, and you just keep going. Yeah, I've done only to a certain point before and left it out, like I said, and it's like a partial. I go down, I have a knot. that happens. It's not a big deal. Go down as far as I want. Just finishing up. I do have my rubber bands. So I'm going to stop like there. I'm going to grab a rubber band as long as I don't knock my phone over. Rubber band. I use the black ones. Also, I get them from the beauty supply store. I go through rubber bands a lot. I put my hair in and take it out a lot. Just depending. Go around a bunch of times. Yes, that matted knot was still there. So there's both. I separate out that hair, and there's the mess. This is the dread. I don't want to cut that. And you can just cut it straight off. I like to try to taper it a little bit because, you know, I just like the way that looks. I don't like a straight blunt. But there's the end. It blends in with my dread. Over a couple days, it will almost start to, like, dread on it. It pretty much will, like, dread on it. It'll lock on it, which is fine. So there's the one I went down. You can see it's nice and clean. Like, you can't see. And then there's the other piece. And we have it just like that. Pretty easy. I have a piercing up there. So, like, I'll have one left, obviously, but, like, all my other hair is short, so it looks like, you know, I mean, my hair is pretty much cut like an undercut, so it's, you know, how it pretty much falls and lays. So I just have the one left. Yeah, so I just have this one left. I could do that one too on video. Maybe it would be easier. Maybe it would be cleaner that time. But yeah, that's how I do it. Like, again, I'm going to take hair from my, maybe I'll take a little bit more this time. Hair from my braiding hair. Clean it up a bit. I'm going to clean it up a bit because it was knotted when I just pulled it. Yeah. Man, this one's like, holy smokes. And that happens with braiding hair. I mean, it still is what it is. Can you hear the ripping? So I just ripped a huge clump out, but, like, what would that could have done me in braiding it? Nothing. Let me clean up the brush real quick. Clean out my comb. So yeah, I'm still left with a lot. Hair. Dread. I'm gonna decide. I'm trying to remember if I do my front one this way, because you have to remember when you wear it, it's gonna either lay 2 pieces flat, like down, or 2 pieces back, if you know, when you put it back, or, you know, 1 strand and 1 strand, and then I always pull mine over. So I think, let's see, how am I gonna do this? Which way do I want to go in? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go front to back. I do pull my rubber band a little loose sometimes, because sometimes when I put them in, I initially put them in so tight and it's really tight and it hurts. So I go underneath that, grab my braiding hair and my dread in the hook, pull it through. That was a much better pull through. But yeah, again with the hook, you see, like, I grab all the hair in here and then close it up and you pull it back through. So again, I pulled a bunch of it through. I'm going to separate my braiding hair from my dread, because I don't want to leave braiding hair out. And if you do, you just, you know, you'll feel them sometimes loose. You just pull them out, cut them, whatever you want to do. So let me get this separate. I'm going to get my dread. My dread is pretty even, like the way it is. Sometimes you can just tell, like, when you have your dread and it's like the loop is, sometimes it's just funky. You can just tell where, like, the bend is naturally. I'm going to take, I think I'm not going to braid down the front one. I think I'm going to braid down that back piece. So let's see, there's more braiding hair stuck on that guy. I'm going to separate it. And I want to keep this one out. I don't want to braid down this one. I think I'm going to braid down this guy. Because sometimes when it's right in my face or when it's right in the front, I don't want the braid on it. So I'm just going to move it out of the way. Again, make sure these two are as even as level. Pull them through. They're pretty much both level. Smooth it a little. And once again, I'm going to take my hair, hold it against the dread, and start wrapping. First couple, like I said, I do close to like my head really well. Go over the rubber band really good. Depends. If you really hate the rubber band, make sure you really cover it. If you don't really care if it's exposed, which I don't always care, then you just don't have to worry about wrapping over it as well. So sorry, the phone is falling. Phone is falling. The sky is falling. Okay. Yeah. Can see. Wrap. I also tend to wrap. I try to wrap in the direction that I want the dread to go in. Obviously, if I wrap it and over here, then it's going to tend to stay that way. And then it's going to be a pain. It's going to be stiff in that direction because a lot of times when you wrap, it makes it stiff. So it's going to be stiff in that direction. And I don't want it that way. So, see, I'm going to continue to wrap. See, I've already got down a lot. I think my hair is almost covered. I wait till my hair is covered before I start, you know, the actual braid. Sometimes I just braid down. When my Pixie was a little bit longer, I could just braid down and it would hide it really well. It was fine, but now that my hair is like way super short, I wrap. As you can see, yeah, there's a little guy. He will probably bother me because it's right in the front. So I'm going to go backwards again. Make sure that hunk right there is covered because with it being right in the front, it will bother me if I don't. In the back, sometimes it happens. I don't care as much because, you know, you're not going to really see it. So I just went backwards to make sure I get what I missed. Start again. Make sure I'm holding my hair as close as I can to the dread. Wrapping. Wrapping. I hope I'm even able to upload the whole video and be able to send it to whoever this might be helpful to. I just watched so many different install videos. Like, kind of just found things I liked in different ones. But, I mean, I know people ask all the time, like, your hair's that short. I'm like, yeah, it really is possible to do it. Like, you can do it. I guess I'm just determined enough. I guess if you're not, I also feel bad when I see people's posts and how they, like, get them braided or get them done and they don't like it. And it's like, I wish, like, it was so easy just for everybody to be able to do it. Because, I mean, it's great if you want to pay somebody, but, like, I don't need to. I feel bad if you do and, like, you're not happy with your install because you should be able to have it the way you envision it when you like it. So that's why I'm like, I just kind of learned, and that's why I take it out and put it in so much, because I'm doing it the way I like it. It's nice. Like, I know if you're paying somebody to put it in, that's a pain. You want to leave it in as long as possible. Sometimes I get irritated and I want it out. I lose patience. I want it out, you know, whatever. Put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out. I can go a couple days in, take it out for a couple days, put it back in, like, do whatever, switch up my braids, dreads, whatever I use. I do actually have 3 braids on the back of this. This time I added some braids, which I also made. I just bought braiding hair, the color I wanted, the length I wanted, realizing that when you braid, it's going to shrink a bit. So, like, I bought long hair for braids. I made my own braids. I have a box. I can see it. I'm looking at right now. So I went down, braided down. Sorry, like, I went to, like, here, and then I started actually braiding instead of wrapping. Rubber band. And I know, I'm so sorry you can't see what I'm doing down there. Closing that up. The rubber band. You can probably see it in the mirror too now that I realize you can see it behind me. Like I said, I have my mirror set up crazy, but this is how I have to part my hair. This is how I have to do it when I do it by myself. I do have one of those mirrors that I bought on Amazon where you can, like, bend it and see the back, and it's like a 3-part mirror, but for parting it doesn't always work for me because of the way it is in the bathroom. So, stuck on my piercing, and I can feel hair, and I just kind of find it, and I pull it off. So that is that one, and that is my whole head. Again, guess I'm considered a partial install because I have half up and half, you know, I don't have the lower part. See, I even do this. I run through and I feel the hair and I pull it off. But, yeah, this is how I do it. This is how it looks up close. It's pretty clean. That one has no flyaways. Like I said, I did add some of my braids this time. Like, here's a braid. Yeah, I think I have a couple shades of brown in my hair. But, that's how I do it. That's how I do it. You can see all my stuff in my mirror. My box of braids and stuff. But that's how I do it with short hair. Like, obviously this hair I can't do. It's too short, which is fine. But I pretty much have like an undercut. So the top is, you saw how long it pretty much is. And I put it up and stuff. Yeah. Easy peasy. If you have any questions, feel free to text me, message me, whatever. Yeah, I would be glad to help. Braiding hair. Yeah, I can't see the brand that I have right now. Let me see. This is, I've bought brands before that are not good quality, and they tend to be like, it's not good. But this one I use a lot. 3X Expression. I know it's backwards. Like you can see, that's 58. You get 3 wefts in there. Yeah, that's how I do it. Enjoy. I hope this helped.